whatever you just explained in the article, then he will go there and check whether it is there or not. Understanding? And if he requires more information from that, he can also go for it. Same thing goes for the scientific paper also. And if you are writing the cellular nanoparticle has got antimicrobial property, okay, and then you have to give cite of a particular work. That means from where you came to know that silver has got antibacterial, antimicrobial property. Silver has got its antibacterial property that we already know, but scientifically someone explained it in the beginning, right? That has to be cited. However, if the silver nanoparticles has got more antibacterial property than the bulk silver, who has explained that in the beginning place, or anyone? Okay, or from anywhere you write whatever the paper, that you need to cite. That itself means that the particular work, whatever you are reading, and you got an inspiration, or you got some particular points, or you got your methodology or a principle or ideas or research and discussion, and while you discussing your results, my solar cell efficiency I got around 24% efficiency, whereas similar materials have been used by different groups. So there you are going to cite maybe the number 10th, okay, and then you are going to tell that they had got 21 solar efficiency. The reason may be I have changed they have used all the materials, but I have used the dye. So there was the just solar cell mine was dye sensitized solar cell. By using dye, so I was able to increase the efficiency by 4%. Understanding? This is your this thing, but there also you have citing, right? So that's the introduction for citations, functions, and attribution. Let's see the point wise. So citations, references, obviously you can also call it as references. They credit others for their work. You have to give the credit for others. Definitely, when you cannot simply say that the silver has got antibacterial, silver nanoparticles has got antibacterial property, and the nanomaterials has got all better properties than the bulk materials. But in first case, from where you got that information, that has to be cited. The person who worked on it, okay, you have to give credit to him, so that it need to be done. So citations or references, the credit others for their work while allowing the readers to trace the source of publication if needed. And this first objective is to give the credit. Second objective or aim or a purpose of the citation is to know, to get if author has to know more about that particular point, then he can go to that particular paper. So any portion of someone else's work or ideas in paper, patents or presentations must be used in any new document only by clearly citing the source. So if I want to use a particular thing, even I can use the images of the images who have published, others have been published in the paper, but I have to cite that I got this image from these particular people. But before citing, you need to take permissions and all those things. Again, that is also one of the topics that we will discuss. So this applies to all forms of the written sources in the form of text, images, sounds, etc. Failure to do may be considered as plagiarism. Obviously, when you are copying some data from some paper and using it in your paper, definitely that will show as a copied work or a plagiarism work. You need to write it in your own, and you need to cite that this persons who have got in some of the, as I told you, like 1, 2, 3, that is one style. The second style can be Sharif et al, or maybe whatever the name, Manju et al, or Nitya et al, whatever it is, their name. So and so people have done work on this particular silver nanoparticles, and they have shown that antibacterial of the properties, antibacterial properties of nanoparticles has got the more better than compared to normal silver. So citations obviously help the readers to verify the quality and the importance of the new work and justification of the findings. It will see what is like if I am reading your paper, then I will see in citation and I want to know more about it, then I can verify, and I can also see how qualitative the work is and also how important work is, okay, of the new work, and also I can see the justification of the findings also. So it is a way to tell readers that the certain materials in the researcher's present work has come from another source, and as an ethical responsibility, appropriate credit has to be given to the original author or writer, definitely. So materials that can be cited include journal papers, conference proceedings. It can be the journal paper or conference proceedings. You can cite books also, you can cite thesis also, you can cite newspaper articles also, you can cite websites also, you can cite so with the link, or other online resources and personal communications also you can cite. All these things you can cite. Basically you are saying if you want more information, you can go to them, go here, click here, or that's the basic thing. And the second thing is to give the credit to the people who have already put a lot of effort there. So that is nothing but citing and referring, that's it. So preferably citation should be given at the end of the sentence of the paragraph, like I have given one of the example here. So usually in the end you have to give the reference, like number 1 here. It has to be in the end of the paragraph like this. Either it can be the square bracket, there are n number of formats are there, or it can be just you can open the normal brackets along with the names. For example, if the I will explain you in detail with the one example in one video, all these things, how exactly it looks like and all. Okay, so our researchers needs to cite each source twice. So in, for example, in the text or in second time. For example, in text, as I told you, this is how you cite, this is the citation, but in the reference whole information will be given. So in text, the text of the article, exactly where the source is quoted or rephrased. So this particular information I got it from the paper 1 like this. So the second time, obviously in the references, after writing a whole paper, in the end reference will be there, typically at the end of the chapter or a book or at the end of the research article. Let's see, I will just try to explain if the internet connection is there. Here you see, if I if you see this article, okay, I guess all of you know that what is Google Scholar, Google this Google profile and all. I have explained in the first in this playlist, first and second videos are there, you can go and see. Okay, today I will just explain how exactly the citation looks like. See, for example, here in this research, in this article, see particular this thing, supportability as a framework resolves financial matters, climate, and thus social concerns. So about regarding environment I'm speaking about. If you see the first paragraph, will come to know that itself. I will start with the first one. Yeah, see here, the global, can you see this? Yeah, the global sustainable fabrics markets reports mention a compound annual growth rate around 11.4%, so which is valued around $58.3 billion. So this information I got it from here. See, I have explained you what is this, all those things. You can just click here in the journal and all, but if you want more information, you can directly go to the reference, where the reference will be there. If you click on that in the journal, that is the advantage of this thing, it will be there in the end of the paper. So if you want more information, you can go here and you can click here also. Similarly, not only the this thing, but also like this thing will be there. Like for example, see, in the results and discussion, I have discussed like this. I can click here. So 36. So number 36 I have to see. So this is the paper. Okay, where if I want more information about this, I can go here. Okay, so now you understood what is the difference between the citing. So here we call this is a citing, where the 63, 59, 60, whatever is there, that is a citing, whereas a reference is nothing but is completely here, reference. Okay, which will give author more explanation about the cited work. Okay, and these all things will be there. Okay, author contributions will be there, fundings, if any fundings are there, I can write there. Then institution or review and board statement of informed consent statement, all those things are there, but they are not much visiting. But what you can see is, see, acknowledgements, right? So you can acknowledgement the fundings and the people who helped you and your family members, all those things. Usually in scientific papers we go acknowledge only the most of the fundings and those who helped you technically or scientifically. For books and book chapters and all, we will give acknowledgement for family members also, right? So that's it. Okay, in text and in reference. Next, we are having one of the example as a LaTeX. So LaTeX is nothing but a document preparation system often used by engineering researchers to automatically format the documents. So, and that comply with the standard formatting needs and is very effective to track and update the citations. What just now we saw, right? I clicked on one and suddenly it took me to the reference number 1. And when I clicked on 36, it directly took me to 36. So that itself is one of the application of the LaTeX. So LaTeX has steep learning curve and will be repeatedly used in the book. In this in this book to address the different issues pertaining to technical writing, which is intimately linked with the research of engineers. So there are main functions of the citations. What are the functions? Verification function, acknowledgement function, document function are there. So what is verification function? The author can verify where that particular work is, whatever. If I mention the silver nanoparticles has got more antibacterial property than the normal silver, so I want to verify that as a reader. As if I mention in my paper, as a reader, you will get some doubt, right? So you want to verify that particular data. See whether to check whether it is any unintentional distortion of research is there or misleading statements are there. You can, if those things are there, you can always go and check. So citation offers the readers a chance to ascertain if the original source is justified or not, and if that assertion is properly described in the present work or not. Sometimes what happens, the work will be different, but when the author, when I am writing, I will write simply make mistake. So doesn't mean that that work has got a problem. It means that author has made a mistake. So that can be verified. So verification function is there with the help of citation. Then acknowledgement function, that is the second function of the acknowledgement, that is researchers primarily receive the credit for their work through the citation. Obviously they will get one credit. Okay, so as of now I am having around 152 credits. I mean, what is the citation? That means 152 research articles referred my work, they have published their work, and then only I got one citation. So like that 152 times it happened. So it is a great thing for me, for my increment or for my feature or whatever it is. So citations plays a crucial role in promotion of the individual researchers and their continued employment. See, as I told you, for promotion also it will be helpful for as an employee. And many reputed organizations and institutes provide a research funding based on their reputations of the particular research. The funding agencies will be there. They will see what exactly his research is. Based on that, they might fund you. Citations help all the researchers to enhance their reputations. Next function is documentation. So citations are also used to document the scientific concepts and the historical progress of any particular technology over the years. Definitely when you cite the work, you can document. It's like you are documenting itself. So citations are the currency that authors would wish to accumulate, and technical community gives them credit for their contributions. So when other authors make citations, they honor those who initiated the ideas. That itself is the citation, and this is how the citation is helpful for everyone in the scientific community. So there are certain cases are there when reference do not fulfill the actual goal of the citations and acknowledgements, and thus do not benefit the reader. Sometimes what happens, your friend published work, so you will simply refer that and you will put it in, you will simply cite that. So in that case it will not help the author, it is just a time waste for him. So some of them are mentioned below. For example, we are having spurious citations, bias citations, self citations, coercive citations. So spurious citation is nothing but when citation is not required or not found. For example, that's what I told you, your friend has published, so you are simply using that work so that he gets some credit citation. That was not required. or maybe you have cited some work, now it is not available, even though if someone wants to go and see, that is not there. That's why very good journal paper only we need to select and we need to cite. So biased journal citations, because cite the work of their friends or colleagues with no relevance. So when there is a no relevance, you are biased it. You have not seen the technical or scientific impact of that particular paper, but you have seen the people who are close to you or dear to you. Next, self citation, that can be done only if the work is relevant. For example, I can cite my all silver nanoparticles or antimicrobial property papers for my, if I am working on antimicrobial properties of any nanomaterials, but I cannot quote the solar cell in synthesis of silver nanoparticle from biological paper. Why? Because there is a huge difference. Okay, that's why the relevance should be there. If the relevance is there, self-citing. That means I can only cite my work itself. For example, I can say that Sharif et al. Have worked on synthesis of silver nanoparticle from the penicillin species. So that sentence is required for my current work. So I can use that and I can cite my own work only. But there should be a relevance. So coercive citation is nothing but involves pressurizing research to include unnecessary references in the work. For example, as a guide, as a supervisor, PhD supervisor, he will tell that, hey, cite my work also, or put all the references for my research. That kind of force will be there. So if the citations are coming from that kind of sources, then you can call it as coercive citation. So from the above discussions, it is clear that the authors must maintain the balance between too few and too many citations. They should not be like 2 or 3 citations. They should not be like 500, 300 citations. It has to be minimum, or it's like 50 to 100 or something like that. At the same time, authors must give credit whenever due, even if it is their own work also. So next topic is impact of title and keywords on the citation, that we will discuss in the next class.